Here we have rotations, 8.3. We're on page 455. We're in the McGraw-Hill book. It says a rotation is a transformation in which the figure is rotated or turned about a fixed point. The center of rotation is fixed point A. Rotation does not change in size or shape, so the pre-image and the image are congruent. So that means that they are a rigid motion. Okay, remember, this is rigid motion. Okay? Rotations can be described in degrees and direction. The phrases 90 degrees clockwise and 270 degrees counterclockwise are two examples of possible descriptions of a rotation. Okay, so if I look here, okay, if I look at this, this is point A. It is rotating and it's going 90 degrees in a clockwise position. Okay. Here they're doing 180 degrees rotation, makes a straight line. See this right here, from this line to this line, it's 90 degrees. Okay. Then over here, okay, this is 270 degrees. So this right here was 90 degrees. This right here was 180. So this is another 90 degrees and it got you to 270 degrees. Okay. We are not going to be doing this work about different points. We're just going to be doing it around the origin. So we're actually going to skip over to page 458. Okay, the coordinates of an image rotated clockwise about an origin can be determined using coordinate notation, which we've been doing. When a figure is rotated about the origin, the center of rotation is 0, 0. Each point of the original figure and its image are the same distance from the origin. Okay, so if I look at this, okay, this point to this point, we made a 90 degrees. It went 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, again, clockwise is this way, just like a clock goes. So what we're doing is we're switching these, and that what's now in the Y position becomes a negative. It's not a negative, I apologize. Think of this as the opposite. Okay, not just negative, but think of it as its opposite. Because if I look at this point right here, oh, I don't want that one. Maybe we can do this one. So this is the point -3, 1. If I come over here, it's now 1, 3. So that took its opposite. The opposite of that -3 was +3. Okay, so 180 degrees, we're going to go 180 degrees, which is a straight line. We take the opposites. And then down here, 270 degrees clockwise is going to be down here. And right here we do -yx. Now, 270 degrees clockwise is the exact same thing as 90 degrees counter clockwise. And most books are going to talk about counterclockwise instead of using 270 degrees clockwise. So what we're going to do right here, oops. So we have the point -4, 4, -1, 2, -3, 1. Okay, and it's going to be rotated 90 degrees clockwise. And if I look over here at 90 degrees clockwise, that means I'm going to switch my X and Y. So I'm going to switch my X and Y. We switch the X and Y. And what is now in the Y position is its opposite. Okay? So the X coordinate of the image is the is the, I don't even want to look at these words. So I'm going to switch these two around. So 4 is now going to be here. Now, remember, we're doing the opposite of what the y it would now be. So that would be negative 4, but we need the opposite. So that's going to be positive 4. Right here, we switch these two. So this is now 2. This would be negative 1 if we were just switching it. But I don't want to just switch it. I want to take its opposite. So it's positive 1. Okay, same thing here. I'm going to switch these two numbers. This is going to be 1. This would be negative 3, but I want its opposite. So that's positive 3. Okay, so down here it asks for about our 180 degrees. So I'm going to do XY. 180 degrees, I just take the opposite. Okay, so if I'm looking at this M prime, I'm just taking the opposite. So negative 2, negative 5. N prime, I'm just taking the opposite. Negative 6, negative 4. P prime, negative 6, negative 1. And Q prime, negative 2, negative 1. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so here we have these. So if I look at the image, or the pre-image, I want to write down its spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So negative 6, negative 2. Then B is negative 5, 1. And C is negative 2, negative 3. And then I'm going to write down this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 2. B is 5, negative 1. C prime is 2, 3. So the coordinates, they have not switched. All they did was take on the opposite of that. And so it's opposite of it. That means you did 180 degree rotation. Okay, so right here, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to look at A is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Oops, A, not A prime. I apologize. B is at 2, 1. C is at 3, negative 2. Okay. A prime is at negative 2. No, it is not at negative 2. It is at 2, negative 5. B prime is at 1, negative 2. C prime is at negative 2, negative 3. So we start with XY, and what happened? The 5 is now over here, the 2 is here. So then they switched, so that means that they switched, but which one took on the opposite? The y values took on, the new y value took on its opposite. So that means that it went from here to here. That is going to be a 90 degree clockwise rotation.